My name is Teresa Moses. I work for Gatmatch News and Gatmatch TV. I want to appreciate this moment you out of your busy schedule to grant us an exclusive interview. And here with me is the CSP Olumuyiwa Adejobi. He's a public relation officer, Lagos State Police Command, Ikeja. Your first question is, what are the measures being put in place to make the police more citizen-friendly?
Well, we have many measures being put in place to restore the lost confidence and trust back to the minds of Nigerians. We have the PCRC, that's Police Community Relations Committee, where members of the public are allowed to join this committee and work directly with the police. And these people, they are not placed on any salary or any emolument. They do this just to support the police. Aside that, we have Nigeria Police Eminent Persons Forum, where eminent Nigerians, individuals come together to discuss with the police, to help the police in all areas. We have POCACOF, that's Police Campaign Against Cultism and Other Vices, initiative of the Inspector General of Police, where this body goes around to educate, enlighten the youth, basically, on the need to shun cultism and other vices. The Nigerian Police Sports Section, Sports Department Secretariat organizes many tournaments to assist, to bring people together, to bring police together with members of the public, to mingle together with them, to interact. The police has many facilities that are open to members of the public for use. Most of our facilities where we have training facilities like Police College Ikeja, Police College Kaduna, Police College Maiduguri. Some members of the public probably go there for sports activities or for training exercises. These always bring members of the public close to the police. There are times we have trainings that we do for our military uniform, security agents outside there that are members of the public, like this voluntary, like man-o-war, scouts, and the likes. These make people get close to the police, and many who had wrong perception about the police, that many actually see police as spirits. They never saw police as human beings like them, so they come close, they relate with the police. They wow, so they're actually human beings like me. Then the officers' mess thing. Not only officers' mess, the mess offices generally we have this NCO's mess, inspectorate mess, and officers' mess where people can come and relax. This is a place where, or these are the places where members of the public can come in as honorary members or friends to officers, personnel of the police, where they eat together, they unwind, they bring, they charge. So people are now coming close gradually to the police. They have been incorporated into this security system in our various communities. And aside all these I've mentioned, commissioners of police in various communities, particularly in Lagos State, we do town hall meeting where people, people sit down. We are talking of hours. The last one we did in Kurudu, we spent more than 6 hours. That day we will know that we actually listen to people in this community. There's no need for us to be in haste. There's no need for us to be rushing and go to Ikeja and go. No. We know this day is dedicated for people in this division of Lagos State. Like we said, and we had a communicate. People pour out their minds. This police in this area, we need police here. We don't need police here. Where they don't need police, they told us they don't need police here for reasons. And we listened with them. And we did what actually they wanted us to do. And we did what we think is right for us to do. So generally, the PR office organizes many events, a lot of social events, academic events, where we relate with people. The National Youth Council relating with the police. There's what we call Catch Them Young, where the PR department will always go out to schools, secondary schools, primary schools, relate with National Youth Council of Nigeria, that umbrella body for youth organizations, where you meet Bus Brigade, Manual, Guest Gate, Nasarudin group, NASFAT groups, irrespective of the religions, you talk to them, you relate with them. So people generally now believe that, oh, we can actually relate with the police. So we have put many measures on that. And don't forget, let me quickly say this. Do you know we have Nigerian Police Radio? Radio station is on. And of course the TV is in the pipeline. Very soon you're going to have this. So we have so many things on ground to make sure that police is taken to the grassroots and people are involved in policing system in the country, particularly in Lagos State.
Wow, that's awesome. As a man managing police image and public perception, what are you satisfied with the current terms of recruitment, given the level of involvement in crime and indiscipline?
Equipment in which area? Is it for my populations or communication or operational equipment? What equipment are you actually referring to?
Recruitment.
Recruitment.
Yes.
Oh, I thought you said equipment.
No, recruitment.
As a person, I'm not so pleased with the recruitment exercise in the police. And that's why you see that the Inspector General of Police, most of the previous AGs have been fighting hard to have full control, to be in charge of recruitment exercises into the Nigerian Police Force. Either as recruits constables, or you're talking of cadet inspector, or cadet ESP, or full police academy training as pure cadets. We believe that most of the problems being faced in the police now are connected to erroneous recruitment processes. That those ordinarily are not supposed to be in the job have found their ways into the job. Break the head, put everything inside that brain. It's still empty and they cannot comprehend. At this level, I don't think I should say a policeman who should not be able to read well and write so well. It is not good enough for us to be having police personnel that cannot read and write. I know I was in the training school. I was in police college Ikeja as a directing staff. I did screening for some of them that were recruited 2017-2018. And I was part of the team. Then the DIG Southwest, then Oshodi Glover, came around and they were to do a screening for them. I was the one in charge. Ask a recruit to read a portion of any newspaper. He won't be able to read. My heart will be bleeding at cool. How do you want this one to cope when he gets to the field? The issue of having good security, criminal justice system starts from having good record from the charge room, counter. So when you meet somebody who does not know how to read or write, as a charge room officer, or you are narrating a story, you are narrating a story of armed robbery. If he doesn't comprehend, he's going to give you a story of stealing. That one alone, you have killed justice. That's not how you want to do it. So I actually think you can do more on the issue of recruitment. I'm not pleased as an individual. Being in the PRO so many years back, 2008 to 2016 in Ogun State, before the establishment of the Department of Training and Development, the PR department was actually saddled with a responsibility of recruitment. And as a recruitment officer, I fought tooth and nail to make sure I had credible hands to be in the force. In fact, instead of some politician writing petitions against me, and I will go to Abuja to defend. In as much as I'm not collecting money for anybody, I'm standing firm to make sure that if I love the job, I didn't join the police by mistake. It's not that I was actually desperate to get a job and I had the opportunity of joining the police. It's what my father said, go into the police. I love the police. My father used to love the police, and we are like 5 in the police from the same family. So it's not by accident that I joined the police. So I actually wanted to be in the police. My father wanted me to be in the police. I am in the police. So I will not fold my hands seeing this standard going down. Ethics of the job, code of conduct of the job being eroded. It's not a good thing for me as a person. So I think we can do more. The IGP will work well with the leadership of the Police Service Commission to see what we can do about the recruitment into the Nigerian Police Force. We need more hands, like we discussed a discussion today that we don't have much more power. We need manpower, and if we want manpower, we need to recruit massively. And in this process, we must not diticing the fact that the standard of recruitment must still be maintained. The fact that we want men to work with us doesn't mean we just continue to recruit all they can carry into the the service without considering any standard or anything. So you can do more. You can do more.
Okay. On the issue of bad eggs in the force, what is the police authority doing to flush them out if detected?
We have many of them in the job. We still have good ones that are very, very excellent. I give to them. I doff my hand. But the fact remains that we have many that whatever you do, Marcus himself said, the only thing history teaches a man is a man fails to learn from history itself. We have some of our men that do to learn from the past. And if you don't understudy your past, you won't know your present and you cannot plan for your future. The principle of uniformitarianism. Study the past to be able to conform with the present situation. We had issues, for instance, the issue of answers. We don't expect any policeman to still be going and be searching mobile phones on the road, using POS. Yet, you see arrest many of them, which means they have not learned anything. They are so recalcitrant, they are very stubborn, unrepentantly stubborn. So if I have my way, I don't always like people to be dismissed, except you commit capital offenses, like pure armed robbery or killing. That one. But if it's this minor offenses of extortion or this or that, if I have my way, I will also advise the president that let's be seconding them to ministries and parastatals and government agencies. The policeman, instead of being dismissed for all those offenses, let us take that man, collect your gun, collect uniform, and second it to Ministry of Agri. Go and put them in farm settlement. Let them continue to farm, or manage your poultry, or piggery, or fishery farm, or you do plantation of teak, fine teak, special species like Tectona grandis, teak, and the likes, so that they will use them to boost the economy again instead of dismissing them, going out of the job. They can do screening of these bad eggs and use them for other means. Take them out of security circle. Don't have access to this authority. Being in the police, you are having a lot of power. You are losing a lot of opportunities to deal with people in the community. But if you are not in that circle of police circle again, take them to ministry, take them to Ministry of Mines and Power, or take them to Ministry of Water Resources. Let them continue to be in charge of this instead of dismissing them. It's like we see go. They see part of federal government staff, they are civil servants, but they will not be police officers again, and they will not be harmed. Because even as much as you are in the service, you can have circumstance that will make you to go and sign for harms. And once you have that, the harms with you, you can do and undo. So we need to do more. Officers are always urged not to overlook their misdeeds. If I'm going out and I see a policeman who is not properly dressed, I'll stop and correct. If many officers like us, my CP doesn't tolerate it as well. If he's going to see something wrong, we'll part and correct. Let all officers too, who are their head of departments, let them continue to talk to them. I cannot see anybody under me got drunk on duty. Who born up? I won't drown. So I always feel sad when I see some officers, some personnel drunk, dirty, and I say, it's your fault, DP, it's your fault. It's your fault. I can't send my men out without me. I will muster them before I send them out. I'll ask them to fall in at the time. If I to deploy them by 6 p.m., ask them to fall in by 4:30. By 5, I must have checked all of them. Those that are not properly dressed, you go and address. You go and dress well. Those that are not, they don't have clean shave, you go and shave. They must turn out clean. It is the responsibility of the head of department or sectional head to muster these men, to check them before you deploy them. And even when you deploy them, there are systems in the police to checkmate their SSCs, to monitor them, and to supervise them. If I have men at social police, okay, I post men at Maryland. If I post them at Maryland, do I have anyone who is going there to check them? It's not that I have men at Maryland, and I believe I have 7 men at Maryland. All of them are asleep. They are asleep. What's the sense of having 7 men at Maryland when they are asleep? It's dangerous to my system, it's dangerous to my arms, they can be attacked, and all the arms scattered away, they will lose their lives, I will lose my rifles, and I'll still have a bad name. You come into the news that tomorrow, armed men killed 7 police personnel, scattered away rifles. So it's negative to me. So when I have men deployed to certain place, I should have the system, the mechanisms will be there to check them. But not be telling me affirmatively that, okay, are you actually sure they are even here? You post them around 7, By 9:10, none of them don't vamoose, they don't go, you don't see them again. And they will telling you, calling them on radio, say affirmatively, okay, I'm there, I'm checking, I'm doing everything. Area cool and calm. Is it area cool and calm? Or are they actually there at that spot to do what they should do? So we have many bad eggs in the police. And I think there is a time we started thinking outside the box to see how we can address the problem of having bad eggs in the police. If you don't have good police system, you cannot have good governance. Police is so connected to governance and our democratic values so much that we cannot afford to toy with having standard policing system in the country.
Oh, that takes me to the next question. What is your attitude to the persistent call for state policing in the country?
It's not an issue that you can just sit down here and talk after taking a plate of pounded yam or the kind of. It goes beyond the issue of just opening one's mouth and discussing state policing. It's a constitutional thing that the Constitution Section 214 establishes the Nigerian Police Force. There shall be. And when you hear the shall, it means it's not negotiable. But if at all you want to negotiate it, let them review the Constitution. Whatever it is. And people that are doing this, I think they have seen, they're exposed enough, they're matured enough to think right and take the right decision to assist the country. So I wouldn't say it's good or bad, but whatever is constitutional is not just for me to just sit and talk as if I have the power to change it tomorrow. No, let the constitution decide what comes out of it. If it is state policing, fine. If it is federal policing system, fine. If it's the two together, join together, fine. All well and good.
The recent death of Barrister Mrs. Ikeja, it's one of too many women member trained. Is there no law against domestic violence?
There are many laws. Apart from the provisions of the criminal code, the criminal laws of Nigeria, which of course it is applicable in Lagos State, criminal laws Lagos State 2015. There are so many laws against domestic violence, talk of assault, rape, indecent assault. Do you know there is what we call indecent assault? Many don't even know indecent assault. We have indecent assault on male, and indecent assault on female. For instance, if you as a woman now, you just look at me and say me why I like me when you're touching me and I'm not comfortable with the way you're touching me. You're harassing me, I'm not comfortable with the way you're harassing me. I have the right to complain against your action. But we don't see these cases because people don't even know they exist. People don't even know how to go about them. Lying down, you're touching me, I'll report it to mommy, I'll do this, and that's how that ends it. No. And aside that, there are violent against persons prohibited acts, VAR. Violent against persons, VAR. It's called VAR. I think it's 2015 too. The law takes care of certain loopholes in the criminal laws. This one considers harassment on the part of housemaids, that daddy is doing this to me, mommy must not hear. If you tell mommy, I will do this. This particular verb has not been so domesticated in all states, but I know some states are making use of this violent against persons act. It's a very good law, and there are so many laws on ground. Lagos State has its own law. Child right protection, child protection act or something like that too. Most of the state are giving rights to children. Talk of defining somebody that's an infant or underage that's been harassed by father. I have cases of father doing that to their ladies, and stepfathers, uncles, and whatever. So we have many cases on ground that I even do. And our office at the State CID Gender Unit, we have many cases we are handling. We have many that are charged to court. And if you have been following the trends of my releases, you know that I always release do press statements on some of these cases, either sexually abused people, or husband beating up their wives, or wives beating up their husband. Those are the cases we have. So there are laws on ground against this, and we enforce these laws appropriately. Many are in court, many are in charge of court. But in most cases, we say that there are some cases that are always very difficult to prosecute in Nigeria for want of evidence, because we allow our cultural values to override our legal framework. The wife, at times, the family of the wife or the family of the husband will bring in sentiment that we want to send the father of your children to prison. You are a bastard. I've not done it to my father. I've not done it to my husband. I've not done it to this and that. So the sentiment will not come. Even for the lady to come and testify, the lady will run away.
Yeah.
And by the time you appear in court, 1, 2, 3, 4, the judge will say, let me strike out this for want of evidence. So in most cases, we don't find it easy to prosecute. Even the rape cases, the victims don't always come forward because of social stigma and the likes, and of course the sentiment again that you want to go and tell them, now everybody will know that you have been raped. If the person you want to marry now will see you on television or will see you in court that also person has been raped, and the person will say you are raped also here, I can't marry you again. Why can't you allow it to go and let us forgive? So all these sentiments kill justice, and that's why you see that these people still come out and they still perpetrate these acts with impunity. But we have laws on ground and we are enforcing the law. We continue to enforce the law.
We're talking about the indecent assault you talk about. On April 14th, 2 days ago, a Ghanaian actress was charged for posing nude with her son. Can same happen in Ghana? Can same happen in Nigeria?
It's possible. We have issues like that. There are so many laws that you can apply. So many laws you can apply. And doing that, if we have such a thing in Nigeria too, you can charge such a person to court. You can charge such a person to court. So it's not only in Ghana. You know, there are some of our laws that are considered morality too. Morality, that let us maintain our moral values. So it must not do this, must not do this, must not do this. There's no how somebody in Nigeria now will be bold enough to post pictures like that. We have the right to arrest the person charging for whatever we're charging for. Like Baba Fela will talk, that when they get to that time, we open book for ourselves. So when such a thing happens, we open book, we can apply law.
Recently, I read a report about a Nigerian police officer refused refuge in Canada, and issues of police brutality, torture, extrajudicial killing, and all that were cited. What's your take on that?
Police.
A Nigerian police officer refused refuge in Canada.
I don't know the fact. I read it the way you read it. I don't know whether it's actually a true thing. If I've seen a black and white document of this, I'll be able to hold on to it and refer to it. But anything on social media, I don't have belief in it. I don't want to still base my discussion or my session on such piece of write-up that have not been so substantiated. But if I have a book with me now and I've gone through and read it that, actually this guy was actually denied residence visa or permanent visa because of his involvement or alleged involvement in social activity, I'll say, well, fine. I'm not saying it's not true, but I can't at the same time say it is true and I'm not making a point of reference now in the discussion. No, it's not so. But I know that whatever you do, the evil men do live after them. That was them, but now they say live beside them or on their laps. So I wouldn't know. But the fact is, whatever you do, international community will be watching you, and that's why we say try your best to do good, so that we will not give Nigeria a bad image outside there. And when you travel out, most cases you see the way they separate Nigerians from other tourists. You feel sad, searching you, doing this. I was moving from Atlanta one time. I was going to California, and it's me and my wife. I just the black, just two of us, no black again. And the guy just came back. Can I have your passport? I was just like, the two of us are officers. My wife is an officer like me. He said, can I have your passport? I go, you want to get my passport? You take my passport. So he went with the passport. He went to. We boarded already, just to fly, just to close the cabin and move. Blah blah blah. When they came, they have marked. Use pen to touch it. Blah, blah, blah. I said, that's fine, good, sorry, enjoy your trip. And he went back. So I don't know what he has going to do, but just because we are just two, and that's the only two of us. Others are whites. It's part of it. Maybe he felt Nigerians have come again or black have come again. And then when you say black, the first thing that comes to their mind is Nigeria. When you tell them I'm from Africa, it's Nigeria. They don't even want to know any other country again. In Africa, say, oh, you're from Africa. I'm an African man. I guess that's it. Lagos. It's not. I'm telling you, yes, Lagos, Nigeria.
Yes.
So it's always good for us to redeem our image, and the aspect of drug trafficking and the likes, fraud, Yahoo, the likes are denting our image, and that's why the government is working hard to see that we try our best to make sure we reduce this to the embarrassment. The establishment of the EFCC, economic fighting against economic crimes, and of course financial intelligence unit (FIU) that has just been established, working with the international community to see that the Nigerian government is in support of this. When you commit this crime, they pick you and you go for it. So I think the government is trying hard. All of us were trying hard, and we can still do more.
That's awesome. There are some high-profile kidnapping in Lagos between late last year and early this year, and I'm amazed.
Not in Lagos.
And I'm amazed.
Can you give me cases?
There are cases of kidnapping.
No, it's not Lagos. It's Ogun State.
Okay, Ogun State.
Emory is in Ogun State.
Okay.
The side of the two cases of the farmers and the likes, the two cases fell under
Ogun State.
Though we assisted because it's a boundary thing, but
Boundary
it's
thing.
more of Ogun than Lagos, and we assisted. We went together to the bush, and that is why we arrested some bad boys in that area that were charged to court recently with the new anti-cultism law in Lagos that we paraded them in Yaba Magistrate Court, one Chief Magistrate Court, one in Yaba.
Sorry.
So we asked, none of them were actually arrested in that axis. So it's not, Lagos State has not recorded any case of kidnapping. No.
Okay.
Any case of kidnapping. No.
Okay. So with Lagos State has not recorded any case of kidnapping. What would be what were the reasons? Is it because of the technological innovations you put in place, or your men were on?
I guess kidnappers are afraid, because if they are the big boy in kidnapping business, then could be arrested. So they think, who are they again that they will not be arrested? And I think they are afraid. They are afraid of coming to Lagos because they know we have the wherewithal to move them. Are you talking of the vast knowledge of the CP on demographic and geographic nature of the state? Are you talking of the measure school on ground? Are you talking of the facilities we have, the equipment, logistic, RRS, coupled with task force, coupled with area surveillance? So everything is working well. So they know it's not going to be so easy for them. It's not going to be so easy for them, and we know, and we are sure that with what we have on ground, the strategies on ground, I don't think, and I think I can say boldly, I'm optimistic that we won't record any case of kidnapping in Lagos State. They are afraid they will go. They should go, and they have left Lagos. But I always want them. They should not go to my state. They should not go to Osun. Maybe they don't go Osun. If they pursue them in Lagos, they should not go to Osun.
Why?
That's my state now. I don't wish my state to be bad. If I'm working in Lagos and I'm sending criminals out, they should not go and land in Osun.
What if your state is not doing what they need to do to fight?
What?
Put in place, put security on ground.
Yeah, we go and appease the gods of river and Osun to assist us.
Oh, okay. That's a different one entirely. Managing the image of policemen within Lagos State is a very, very serious task, considering some observable loopholes.
Very, very difficult.
Yes.
Very,
How
very
do you cope?
Lagos is fine because of the size and the population. The number of challenges you are expected to manage will be directly proportional to the population of the state. So challenges are so enormous. Are you talking of managing the large number of even the media, the press, the journalists alone? Talk of the print, the electronic, and the online, the bloggers and the likes. And the bloggers are even very funny because those ones, they don't even care. No serious credibility because they believe that I can even do a story without confirmation. It doesn't concern me. But you have to manage a lot. As I am, I think I belong to more than 180 WhatsApp groups. Everybody will just continue to hurt you. I have my online this, I have my this, I have my medium, I want to hurt you. And you won't say no. Because you say no, the guy will know that you have said no. You say, oh, you like somebody than me, you prefer this to me. Okay, no. You have to relate with everybody. And considering the number, the population, there's no way you know we're having challenges. Like yesterday to today, I managed the 2 cases of policemen being alleged of using POS to collect money from people. And today we actually recovered one. I recovered the money. They used POS to collect money from a guy, and we identify them, they confessed, and they'll be tried. The matter is on now in area E, first tag. The area commander is no nonsense man. The new DPO that just went there, Femi Washoku, is a no nonsense man. They looked for them, they searched them, they got them, and they have recovered the money. No, but they confessed because the facts are there. They went as far as even calling the PS lady to investigate, to do this account transaction, this and that. Actually know that this money actually went to social account. And they have been arrested. We recovered the money from them, give back to the complainant. A young Nigerian, very happy, he has tweeted it. And you not see enormous challenges like that. Lot of assault, beating somebody, using stick. I mean, going around, if you see, at times when I go out, I see my vehicle, come and count numbers of ticks. These long sticks and all sweeps have ceased from our men on the road. All these things better the image of the force. And I think it's giving us public relations department a lot of job to do. I've been on our toes and I'll continue to do. So to manage unit of the force in Lagos is not easy at all. I think Lagos has the largest number of police personnel, running to hundreds of thousands. To manage them too is not going to be easy. I went out yesterday to some divisions at night. Most of them were not on duty. DPO had the belief that they are actually there, like I said. And that's why the CP says some senior officers at your own time or at your own leisure time, and not be leisure time, but at your own time, anytime you think you have, go run to affirmations. Even if I'm going to VI, I don't just drive and go to VI. All the police divisions along the road, I will branch and check one or two things. There's no how you get to a police station, you will not check one or two things, and you not correct one or two things. Anytime you get there, you must correct one or two things for you to know how terrible it is. So it's making the job so difficult. Are you talking of the media houses that everybody want to talk to you? I can have the lineup of programs like 10, 15 people will queue that they want to talk to you. They just want to hear from the police. They want to do this. So managing the image of the police in Lagos is not that easy. But we thank God my city makes it easy because he understands populations. He has different populations, and he has certificates in journalism too, populations.